Hi, this is Dan. Welcome to part 5 of my attempt to play the Witness. Yeah, last time we screwed around in the little villagey area over there and did not make really any progress at all. Though we did screw around a lot. And I have a feeling that there's probably some things that I did that, in retrospect, I'll look back at them and be like, oh, that was something instructive, but not seeing it right now. And so now we're in this sort of, you know, archaeological dig area, like Howard Carter's Egypt or something like that. There was one thing I wanted to do over here. Yeah, I wanted to see if perhaps there was a puzzle on top of the elevator, though that may be a crate in an elevator. Um, but I was thinking maybe something could be activated that way. But no, apparently not. So, oh, and there's another little white flower. That when you start looking at them or start activating them, they actually start moving a little bit. There was the one in the fireplace, there's the one here, and that looks like a very faded out painting of those sorts of flowers. Alrighty. Cool, cool. So I got a lot of enormously kind and comforting comments after the last episode, basically along the lines of, oh, yeah, you're in the wrong place, and no, you're not stupid, and all of that, and maybe you should just sort of relax and not be so, no, insanely focused on trying to, think out the right answers immediately. And, all of those are quite fair, and I appreciate them. And, oh, hello, there's diamondy things. And I have to say, actually, if you've ever screwed around with sound editing, this looks an awful lot like that sort of zigzaggy kind of EKG representation of musical noises. That was the first thing I thought when I saw this. So, alrighty. Hmm. Okay, I was thinking those were mountains. I think maybe actually they're supposed to be waves because that looks an awful lot like a boat. This looks like something that you should be able to drag, but clearly it's not. So, okay. Oh, and bits of it broke. Hmm. Kind of thought for a second that cliff was going to be like Fallout cliffs where you can just sort of glitch your way down them without actually taking fall damage or anything, but it's nothing like that. It's, oh, hi there, there's a door. Okay. Yeah, but one of the things that I've sort of decided that I'm going to do, um, now that I'm very much in the open world part of the game, as LB termed it, think I'm just going to go and do what I would usually do in just about any sort of adventure game of this sort once I got to this stage, which is just kind of walk around it and see what all is there, and get a lay of the land and see what my options are, because honestly, with all of these square things, I'm starting to think that maybe this is some sort of map. But nope, I don't really know what to do with all of those shapes yet. And but a new commenter. A new commenter, Matthew Gilman, who is not one of the Duskers' buddies, has apparently been watching these and left me a very, very nice and thoughtful and I think kind of insightful comment. Hello, there's what are you? That about how maybe I should just kind of relax and try and go more with the flow and stuff like that, and that kind of got me thinking. I'm reminded of the adventure games of my youth very much here. And in the first full-on adventure game I think I ever played was actually the original 350-point Colossal Cave Adventure. If you're not familiar with that, Google it. Maybe Willis and Crowther, I think, were the two developers, or Wells and Crowther. Anyway, but I also, played some of the Infocom games. Actually, I played most all of the early ones, or at least took stabs at them. I often didn't do very well with them. But, okay, so I can't seem to get down on top of that rock to reach whatever that thing is. It sort of looks like a tape recorder. But, in most of those games, there was an early, there's an early sort of first puzzle or two that you need to get through before you can get into the game proper. With Colossal Cave, it was the big snake that was guarding the hull of the Mountain King. And if you manage to get past the snake, there had been a limited number of places you could explore and a limited number of treasures you could get your hands on. But once you got the snake to move, all of a sudden you were in a room that had different passages to different areas branching off in all 8 directions. And in the 550-point version, which was a later expansion by other people, which was actually the first adventure game I ever beat on my own, there was also, I think maybe you could only go in the four directions, north, south, east, and west, off of the Hall of the Mountain King, and maybe you could go southwest as well in the 350 game, but you could go in all 8 directions. There was also a chamber if you went down. And there were no guideposts in that game. That was a 2-word parser. That was verb noun. So it, I mean, to a certain extent, it was a guess the verb puzzle, but or lots of guess the verb puzzles. But it was actually remarkably well done, and the descriptive writing in those games is just beautiful. But all of a sudden, after having really, like, a pretty clear series of, like, okay, you need to solve this puzzle, otherwise you can't go any further, all of a sudden, when you get past the Hall of the Mountain King, it opens up and you can pretty much go anywhere on the map, and some of the puzzles required items from other areas that you might not have found yet before you could solve them, so it made it there's a certain point in the adventure games of my youth where you go from, like, oh yeah, I kind of think I know what I'm doing, to, like, okay, what the hell do I do now? And I remember that, oh, that looks like it's an elevator. Cool. Of some sort. That was very much the case with the Zork games and most of the Infocom games, too. And very often I would get, like, lost and frustrated and confused, and there are so many of the old Infocom text adventures where I got to a certain point and then just stopped. This is very pretty. Because I didn't know what to do next, and there were so many different options. And I find myself I was finding myself last time feeling the same sort of way about this. Which, I don't want to feel that way about this because I'm quite enjoying it, and it's all quite lovely, and... Oh, and we're back at the damn windmill. Hello, windmill. I don't think I'm going to be tilting at you again right now. So we found a dig area, we found, like, a little railway terminus, looks like a freight line along the coast. We're back at this lovely lake. But I think, seeing the sights is a good thing to do, and this is how I would unlock this. Apparently I'm still totally overthinking this sort of puzzle, but that's okay, I can live with that. As long as... As long as what I'm doing works. Then even if I'm sort of conceptually sort of incorrect about it, that is fine with me, though. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work, is it? Oh, this is interesting. Yeah. Okay, totally got distracted by what I was nattering on about back there because of that door, which I'm actually not going to worry too much about. That looks like that might be another laser up there, but oh, this is lovely. This is autumnal. Or maybe the trees just have golden leaves because they just have golden leaves, but that's all right. Yeah, it looks like maybe it was sort of a lumber camp, and then the lumber would get loaded on down here and possibly get taken on a boat, or possibly, you know, there's a buried cable. Possibly get loaded on the little railway. This just takes us to the same place we just were, right? Does it? Ah, way in is through that door over there. Oh, and there's a path. That's nice. There's another one of these daisies, which seem like they might be significant, or they might just be daisies. Oh, those are interesting. They cast shadows onto the screens, which you never know might be helpful in actually solving what's on the screens. And here's a gate into another area, which seems deceptively simple. Okay, I've successfully opened a door here. What? What is just making noise there? That was weird. I have a feeling I'm kind of missing the point of these ones that don't have any markers. I kind of think maybe you need to trace a path that you've either already followed or that you want to follow, or something like that. Dude, what are you? Oh, that was the door that I just came through. Right. Okay, we're gonna table you for right now, I think. We've got it open. Oh! Oh, it locks you in. That's curious. I know I heard something being rattly. Okay. No, thank you. Not right now. Don't want to be locked in here. So is there a way around this side of whatever is going on here? Ooh, little woodland paths. There's an awful lot of panels here, none of which, of course, are powered. Presumably because I have to sort that business out first. But, and that's like that other funny little back gate in the starting castle that seems like it's maybe an alternate exit from once you're inside, whatever's in there. But we're heading from spring, maybe, back into autumn here. This really is gorgeous. Yeah, hello. Didn't even notice you before. I'll bet you're another laser beam behind there. Alright. We'll follow the cable around, and the cable rather predictably, I think, leads. Yep, down to that stuff. Okay, we're not going to do that yet. These are clearly things that I'm not quite getting about the next set of puzzles. And oh, are these flowers or are these just fallen leaves? I don't know. Okay. Oh, they are flowers. I thought I was stepping on fallen leaves, and I just went and trampled a bunch of these very nice flowers. Sorry. Sorry, nature. We have another castle that is, you know, maybe more intact and slightly more creepy and sinister looking, maybe, than the starting castle. All right. Okay. A game where all of the puzzles are mazes. We have a maze puzzle. That's fantastic. A hedge maze, an actual hedge maze. Oh, and we have a gardener, or no, somebody who's stabbing a lady or a person. Though that looks like a fencing mask. Or a space helmet, actually. And we've got a possibly slightly douchey singer-songwriter. Oh, there's lots of stories here, though, it looks like. Somebody's sitting on a throne, but she looks like she's just kind of chatting. Oops. And that dude there. Can I step back on this to make it go up? No. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. But we do have a tape recorder, so...
I boasted among men that I had known you. They see your pictures in all works of mine. They come and ask me, who is he? I know not how to answer them. I say, indeed, I cannot tell. They blame me, and they go away in scorn. And you sit there, smiling. I put my tales of you into lasting songs. The secret gushes out from my heart. They come and ask me, tell me all your meanings. I know not how to answer them. I say, ah, who knows what they mean? They smile and go away in utter scorn. And you sit there smiling. Rabindranath Tagore, 1910.
Okay. That's definitely for somebody like this dude, I would think. What is this? What do his songs mean? Or something. So is there a tape recorder here, or just... yeah. Okay. Hmm. I suppose because I already activated this part of it, I should do this. Okay, so we got this all lit up. Ah, okay. Oh, and this presumably resets it. Hmm. Okay, so presumably we need to... no. Up. Okay, so we're going up, over, over, down, and around. So maybe I was kind of on the right track when I was looking at the thing inside the church. And noticing that there was the maze with, I think, 4x4 grid of squares, and then there were the pillars in the room, or the blue things in the room, that mapped out exactly the same sort of grid. I think what we were doing from here was... Was it this? I think I might have missed something. Yeah. No, I did not. Yay. Yay for me. Haha. It's not a hedge maze yet, but... Okay. And that person with the umbrella... That haircut could be mine. Okay, some dude in a business suit carrying a sword around. What is wrong with you people? This guy with the umbrella who's just... Is he leaving? Ah, and this is actually going to presumably illustrate something about what the deal is with these blocks. Ah, you're broken. You're broken too, and it doesn't actually register on the map, so that's interesting. Yeah, that one I can go across, but it doesn't even register, so that's curious. Okay, this is something that, I feel like should make this whole business with the dots very obvious, and it doesn't really. So, all right. Now we're gonna have to walk over some of this here. And that is not a thing. That's an architectural feature. Okay. Hmm. That kind of looks like a shipwreck. Okay. Yes, yes it does. Hmm. Is that another sofa? Haha, sofa ho! Ooh. There's actually some shallows. Sofa! It's a little bit sad that you can't just sit on the sofa. Can you? No. It's really more of a love seat. No. There's no time for sitting on sofas. There are puzzles to be solved. Or something. Ooh. Yes. This seems like possibly the not the safest place to be clambering around on, though. The game really doesn't seem to want to kill me. Okay, I'm actually getting a little bit of incidental music here, so I don't know if that means anything, but ooh. Yeah, I don't even know what the purpose of these is at this point. I still haven't figured out those dots and triangles and stars and things. do kind of wonder what happened to this, must say. I mean, obviously it ran aground and appears to have broken up, possibly torn apart by the tides. Ah, this is a container ship, looks like, and this was sort of the superstructure at the back. Did I? Oh. Those little shadows over there, you know, it was like, did I just see a person go by? Okay, I'll be honest with you, I had not expected to find a cargo ship. Okay. I'm starting to feel like I'm somehow making sounds or music happen by clicking on things. Not out here, though. Can actually sort of go down here. Okay. Okay. You can go anywhere from... No, you can't go anywhere from this one. Okay, that's strange and curious. Let's see what we've got at the top of the ship, or at the top of the superstructure, anyway. That's where the instruments were once upon a time, but oh, hello.
A shipowner was about to send to sea an emigrant ship. He knew that she was old and not well built at the first, that she had seen many seas and climes, and often had needed repairs. Doubts had been suggested to him that possibly she was not seaworthy. These doubts preyed upon his mind and made him unhappy. He thought that perhaps he ought to have her thoroughly overhauled and refitted, even though this should put him at great expense. Before the ship sailed, however, he succeeded in overcoming these melancholy reflections. He said to himself that she had gone safely through so many voyages and weathered so many storms that it was idle to suppose she would not come safely home from this trip also. He would put his trust in Providence, which could hardly fail to protect all these unhappy families that were leaving their fatherland to seek for better times elsewhere. He would dismiss from his mind all ungenerous suspicions about the honesty of builders and contractors. In such ways, he acquired a sincere and comfortable conviction that his vessel was thoroughly safe and seaworthy. He watched her departure with a light heart, and benevolent wishes for the success of the exiles in their strange new home that was to be. And he got his insurance money when she went down in mid-ocean, and told no tales. What shall we say of him? Surely this, that he was verily guilty of the death of those families. It is admitted that he did sincerely believe in the soundness of his ship, but the sincerity of his conviction can in no wise help him, because he had no right to believe on such evidence as was before him. He had acquired his belief not by honestly earning it in patient investigation, but by stifling his doubts. And although in the end he may have felt so sure about it that he could not think otherwise, yet inasmuch as he had knowingly and willingly worked himself into that frame of mind, he must be held responsible for it. William K. Clifford, 1874.
Seems like a fair argument to me. And I'm fairly certain that that modern civil courts would find for the plaintiffs against such a defense as, oh, I trusted in Providence. It's kind of a somewhat amusing commentary to have at that point on that ship. You know, one thing that I am noticing with these bits of ship, the broken bits especially, they you know, I'm not at all sure it means anything, but if you look at this one, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, it's a grid not unlike the puzzle grids that we have been finding. And of course, I do not know what all of these things are. It is interesting to note, and there's probably something to it in some way, shape, or form. But, yeah, just for now, I think I want to continue sort of circling around and exploring the island. Of course, one thing that's a little bit of a pain in the ass about this boat is that, is there any way to get onto that part of the stern? Doesn't appear to be. Well, we'll just continue our circumnavigation of the island, because then I'll have a better sense of what all of the bits are. Sofa. Right, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on in the castle as well, which... Yeah, we did go all the way up here. Yep, still do not really know with this one. Oh, right. It's you again. Oh dear. This is one that I haven't found before. Okay, then... So this is that. And on my far right is that thing. So, okay. Yep. Maybe these are like signposts. I don't know. And it seems like that's the place that one is supposed to start, but so one. Nope. Nope, still not getting it, guys. Oh, hello.
Holding a belief which he was taught in childhood or persuaded of afterwards, keeps down and pushes away any doubts which arise about it in his mind, purposely avoids the reading of books and the company of men that call into question or discuss it, and regards as impious those questions which cannot easily be asked without disturbing it, the life of that man is one long sin against mankind. But, says one, I am a busy man. I have no time for the long course of study which would be necessary to make me in any degree a competent judge of certain questions, or even able to understand the nature of the arguments. Then he should have no time to believe. William K. Clifford, 1874.
Okay, that's another William K. Clifford quote. I wonder if this is the William K. Clifford Castle. I mean, I'm sort of inclined to agree with that one as well, but that was a mite sanctimonious there, William. Gotta say. And I'm not sure why that quote was attached to somebody who really just looked like he was kind of taking out the trash, which everybody has to do from time to time. Right. This one that I really have no idea about. Yes. Garbage Man. Okay, and how did this one turn purple? Presumably because I was trying to sort of solve it and then just sort of gave up. Or maybe I succeeded in solving it and now I just don't remember. Yep, still not seeing this one. But we'll give it one more shot. And it's, you know, it's increasingly evident to me that I don't quite get it either. That's all right. You know, no, we're not going to, because I'm my brain isn't liking that right now, I don't think. And right now we're really just kind of trying to be tourists. So... Okay. Okay, and what did we do here? I think we did. Yes. Nice. Hedge Maze 1 is down. Hedge Maze 1 of 4 is down. Oh, and there's also stairs down here. That's interesting. Oh, we're not allowed to go into this stair maze yet. Right. Oh, and this is the exit. Okay, cool, because I actually do want to continue around a little bit further. We'll come back to the castle later. Yeah, I think the next thing that I kind of want to get to is finally Space Mountain. There's all of these. There's this nice sort of whitish plant color palette, though there's also some pink and magenta and weird little pointy business. Oh, so it's swampiness, mangroves. Gotcha. Yeah. That's also where the shipwreck is, so cool. Ooh. Okay. Those things actually form a barrier. I was sort of looking forward to the idea of just like walking through the blindly through the cattails. Oh, that's... Why take a path when you can just do what I just did? Why indeed? Why indeed? Oh, and this must have been on the my drunken explorations, the one that I did not wind up broadcasting. Still don't know what to do with these, so yeah. Still not seeing it. Oh, hello. There's a statue. Or a sort of sculpture. Ooh. Oh, this is pretty. Okay, not sure what that gate is even for. Hang on, there's those little squares on some of these grid tiles that are little yellow squares, and a lot of those things that are sort of confusing me are on that certain sort of puzzle are little yellow squares. That's interesting. I will have to try and remember that. But I really want to go meandering down and getting distracted by this. No, not right now. Not right now. I want to see if we can't get up to where, see what the laser that we lit up is doing. That is going to be the goal. This is probably going to be another long one, but, you know, I am okay with that. Ooh, what is this, though? And if it's directly on the way, I will... Okay, flowers and a grid. And an elevator. Okay. Never mind. Oh. And more beachy stuff down here as well, but no, no, no. Eyes on the prize, Daniel. Eyes on the prize. That's curious. Okay. So... that is spilling out color, it looks like. And the color yellow. Wonder if there's another one that's spilling out the color blue, because I did the yellow and blue make green puzzles. And hello, person, I'm standing on your head. I'm not looking down my nose at the rest of this, I'm looking down your nose at it. There's another flower. Wonder if I click on it, if it will start. Yes. Oh, that's wacky. Okay, but I'm going to get to the top. Oh, and that's just somebody with a backpacker's pack. Not just a normal backpack, but like a camping. That looks like an overnight backpack. Are we getting up above the snow line? That seems mildly implausible, really, but yeah. Okay. Oh, this is actually a very, very good place to have come, because now I can kind of see the whole island. And this looks a little bit ominously like a missile silo. I think it's probably not, because it's probably some, you know, nice, crazy, slightly high-minded, sciencey thing. Dude with trowel and laptop? Okay. Angry people. Alrighty. Part of me kind of wants to say I totally should have come up here like right after I'd fired off that, gotten that first laser going. And, you know, that may very well be true. But, we've seen the island and we have done a bunch of things, and we are going to call it apart. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the encouraging words in the in the comments on the most recent one. Those were helpful and comforting. And okay, right there in the middle of the screen looks like a tent or a hut or something. And what the hell is that? Something that I missed because I didn't go and cavort around the swamp. But that's all right. But yeah, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and see you next time, where we will play this recording and fire up that bad boy, and then see what's going on with Space Mountaineer. Yeah. So, right. That is all. See you next time. Bye.